enough, yeah, to be around a lot of musicians, a lot of artists. Growing up, I was able to go like to the radio stations, to the record stores when we had record stores.
Yeah, yeah. Good days,
Um,
good days.
yeah, yeah, you know
Yeah.
the back in the days where you had to go sign posters. You know, you had to show
Man,
up. You know what I mean? You had
I
to,
miss
you had
that,
to,
bro. I miss
yeah, it
that.
was. It was, this is a new wave of it now. You know, what we're doing right now, it's all at the end of the day, it's all press,
Yeah.
get the artists getting their music out there. But yeah, I was, like I said, fortunate enough, man, to grow up in the industry, but grew up, like I said, right here in North Carolina, man.
Yeah. So
Shout
you
out to
said
my home state.
you said Winston Salem. First thing I thought about was the wood, man, when he moved down
You know
there
what he
to
said? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
Big
that's
Mike or
ex-
whatever.
yeah, that's exactly where I'm from. It's funny because we when that movie came out, anybody from Winston always shout. Hey, that was the one part because it's like, we're not gonna get a whole lot of people to shout us out, so we're gonna hold on to that one right there.
Exactly, exactly. Me and my fiance were just watching that junk the other day too, bro.
Word, word,
Man.
word. Shout out to the Trefo.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Straight up, straight up. Hey, so did you grow up? Mom, dad, was they together? Brothers, sisters?
Grew up. My mother passed when I was 5. My
Oh man, sorry to
dad,
hear that. Sorry to hear that.
yes, appreciate it, man. My dad pretty much raised me, remarried by the time I was about 9. So grew up with mostly my dad, my stepmother, my little brother. Shout out to my little brother.
Okay.
Um, and grew up in a music household, man. I had one of my uncles used to live with us and practically, was at our house every day, even when he didn't live with us.
Yeah.
Helped us build a studio, which kind of got me started in the music game early. So
Okay. Cool. Cool. Yes, man. It's funny you say that, man, because I always ask this question. A lot of times, we don't choose our own music until we get older. We just
yeah,
hear what mom and dad's playing on them Saturday mornings, cooking breakfast, cleaning up around the house.
yeah.
Like, what was that music that the parents, your dad was listening to that? Like me, my mom was playing like Shad, Anita
Mm-hmm.
Baker. My
Mm-hmm.
dad be playing Bob Marley, the
Mm-hmm.
Temptations. Like, who was that for you?
Oh shoot, my dad growing up played. He was well versed in his music variety. I mean, I remember listening to a lot of Take Six
Oh, I
growing
remember.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, listen to a lot of Take Six. He used to listen to a lot of jazz, a lot of R&B. But the funny, like I said, the cool thing about growing up from the age of about 5 up was when my mother passed when I was 5. We moved. That's how we ended up in Winston Salem,
Yeah.
which is where our family is from. And
Okay.
at that time is when he got the job with Atlantic Records. So now he's getting boxes and boxes and boxes of CDs and, tape CDs. And so now we're listening to everything, whether it's hip hop,
Yeah.
in 90s hip hop to the R&B at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember like Robin S. Show Me Love. She was,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, she was signed to Atlantic. So we, used to see a lot of her, listen to a lot of her. So it was a lot of just well versed, a lot of different styles and flavors of music. My uncle that I was speaking about, he was an alternative artist and he played guitar. So
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
to really get a good feel.
Yeah, I think like a good artist is not just being boxed in listening to one particular genre of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always
Yeah.
if you got an ear for like Snoop Dogg for instance, he listened to everything. A
Yeah.
well versed guy, so his music can take you anywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I was, again, fortunate enough to be around a lot of different demographics of people and being there with my dad through him having that job. It
yeah.
was music just all over,
I
just
bet,
music
man.
all around the house. And so I didn't have a choice, but you know what I mean? But to be around it. And it was cool. It panned out for me well. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. So like you say, he worked for the radio station, and then he was Atlantic Records. What was he doing at the radio station? Was he a DJ on the radio station or like?
he works, but prior to Atlantic Records, he was a program director at a couple of different stations. When I was born in Durham, North Carolina. And
Okay,
at the time, he was a program director for the urban station there. And
okay.
then once my mom started getting sick, we started kind of moving around a little bit. And he would, wherever he found his job at, he was always like the head guy, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah,
But he also was a DJ as well. So he'd be the program director, but then he'll have a slot from, let's say, 3 to 7, Monday
yeah,
through Friday. So
yeah.
people the community would get to know him
Mhm.
as well. And then like I said, once my mother passed away and we moved to Winston, he took the job with Atlantic Records as a regional promoter. Basically, his demographic was North and South Carolina. So any of the urban artists that Atlantic Records was promoting, his job was to make sure that the radio stations, the record stores, they got to their concerts, they got everything, they got their interviews and stuff like that. So
that's dope.
It was cool, man, because he used to just drag me with him, and I would just go from station to station, and I would just get to meet all these people, man, and I got to build relationships.
A lot of people early, man.
Absolutely, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, man.
Man, I bet, man. How long did he work with Atlanta before he stopped doing that?
It was from about 80. Let me think. For about 10 years, between 9 and 10 years, he ended up getting laid off. The game started changing. Once the music industry started switching up a little bit, they would have less jobs. They would give more territory to less people.
Okay.
They're like, okay, well, let's say we have 10 people, but we feel like 5 people can handle that same area, so we need to let 5 people go.
Yeah. Of course.
And he was in a different, he was in a different space at that time. He, was kind of checked out of the industry, so he was trying to move into a different direction with his life. And so once he got laid off, he let the industry kind of go and just kind of got back into radio. So
okay, cool. So with you, man, like growing up, man, was it always music, or do you have any other passions growing up? You know what I'm saying, coming up as a young kid.
I used to play ball. I used to be nice. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, I wasn't like CP3 nice. I say CP3 because we both went to the same high school. Was cool with his brother. Me and his brother used to play ball. They were all like, I was into music, and then I played ball. They were all the way into ball.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Dope. Yeah, because I remember watching something with him when I think his granddad passed away. He scored like so many
63.
points. Yeah.
His granddad passed away at 63, and I think he hit that last shot and got fouled. And I think they fouled him at 62, and then he hit his first free throw to make it 63, and then he intentionally airballed the last one in honor of his granddad.
Was you there?
Nah, I was already graduated by that time. When I was a senior, he was a freshman. So I think that happened in his junior year.
Okay. That's dope, man. Yeah. Chris Paul is from North Carolina. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We both from Winston.
So you say you had a little bit of hoop dreams. I think everybody have a little hoop dreams coming up, man.
Yeah. I was I was nice, but I keep it all the way funky. Right. Because I never really cared for school like that. Mm-hmm. But between music and that triangle, so I never the thing that I gave the most energy was my music out of everything.
Yeah. See, man, I had hoop dreams, man, but from my freshman year to my sophomore year, I went from 5'2" to 5'8".
Yeah. Hey, look. What's his? Hold on. What's his name? The younger one. Yeah. The younger one.
Like 5'8". Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. The concert was so dope that.
What's up,
the one I couldn't, give her flowers to because she's too close. I'm with her every day.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But But yeah, I've known since I was a legit. This
Yeah.
is what I want to do. And so when I graduated from high school, I'm thinking like everybody else is thinking like, oh,
Yeah.
gotta go to college. You know, it's
Yeah,
the next
exactly.
step. So I'm like, okay, cool. But I want to go to college for something I want to go for.
Yeah.
And so
You
I'm
got
thinking, all
passion
right,
for it.
yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, let me get into the music business program. So I get there only for them to tell me I had to know how to read music. I didn't know how to read music at the time. I could
Yeah.
play the keys, but they was like, you had to already be at a level of reading music. So I had to switch my major. Once I switched my major, my focus just went off. I ended up dropping out after like a year, and I ain't been back
Yeah.
since. So,
But that's how it be though. A
and
lot of
that's
times, man, I told a story on a couple of podcasts. Like a lot of times we'd go to college and have a degree for something, and then the degree just chilling at grandma's house in the mantle, like not
I'm
being used.
saying. I'm saying, yeah. And it's fortunate for those like in some areas. That's why I don't discourage anybody from going to college or not going to college. It just really depends on what it is that you want to do,
Yeah.
for your life. Because in some instances, like you're not going to trust a doctor that don't have a degree to operate on you. You
Exactly.
know, so
Exactly.
some things you have to go to school for.
Mm-hmm.
But in my case, I couldn't think of anything else that would interest me outside of what I knew I was passionate about. And
Yeah.
fortunate for me, I was able to find a way to make it not just a career, but a passion throughout my life. So
Yeah. For sure, man. Okay,
yeah,
well, before we get to your music, what once you got your own ears to listen to to music and have your own opinion about things, what was the
yeah,
music you was growing up to as a high school, middle schooler that you was rocking with?
man. I started. I fell in love with hip hop when I was in elementary school. Actually,
Okay.
Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
Yeah. Oh man.
Once I heard,
Class.
yeah,
Class.
and the funny thing, like I told you, my dad worked for Atlantic Records, and Atlantic's a
Yeah.
part of they used to be a part of a distribution chain with Warner Brothers and Elektra,
Uh-huh.
and so we would get anything shipped from Warner Brothers, Elektra, or Atlantic, and any of their subsidiaries. So
Okay.
like Priority was their Priority was Death Row's distributor.
Okay. Okay.
So Priority was affiliated with Atlantic, which gave me the opportunity to get all of the music. So I
Yeah.
got boxes. I used to get boxes of like
Yeah.
The Chronic,
Ice
boxes of
Cube.
Doggy Style, everything you name it. If they were involved with any of those subsidiaries, we would have boxes and boxes full of them. And
Yeah.
so I used to get to listen to everything that came out, and I fell in love immediately with that. And then once I started listening to hip hop and really fell in love and started rapping myself,
Yeah.
then it became the Wu Tangs. Then it became the Nas, the Rough Riders, the Mob.
Man.
Man, who else? I used to like Far Side. I used to like the Loonies. I don't
Yeah.
know if you remember the Loonies.
No, yeah,
I
I know.
got
Yeah.
five on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah. Man, who else? Jay, obviously. Jay,
Yeah.
just for the record, Jay is my favorite artist. Yeah,
Man. Cause
but
with me,
but
man,
growing up, those are my people.
yeah, because with me growing up, it's like, all right, I'm listening to everything my mom and dad listening to. And then just being young, I'm liking like young music. So I'm liking MC Hammer.
Oh
I'm liking
yeah, yeah.
I'm liking Criss Cross, you know
No,
what
no,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh, wait, Crisscross. I'm glad you mentioned that. Crisscross as a kid, for sure. I was a huge Crisscross fan.
Man, I was wearing my clothes backwards.
Backwards,
Yeah.
everything. I had to get the that was when starter jack. I had to get the starter jacket. I had a Raiders starter jacket. I wanted to
Hey.
get those baseball button ups.
Yep.
Turn those backwards with the jeans. Man,
Yep.
look.
Man, shout out to my producer, man, because on here we gonna stream this. It's not only gonna be on IG Live, it's gonna be on YouTube, Spotify, all that. But
Bet.
I remember his first starter jacket. I want to say it was UNLV that my dad had
Oh.
stole.
Oh wow. Hey, I remember the hottest ones and the starter hats.
Oh
The
yeah.
starter hats and the starter jackets, but the hottest ones I remember was the Raiders,
Oh
the
yeah.
Bulls.
Hey, before the Raiders probably got the best colorways any anybody.
Yeah. You ever see
Yeah.
that documentary that Ice Cube narrated about? I mean, I was in that time frame and I remember how impactful. So you're right, that color wave still
Man,
to this day.
for real, man. That's like that's my jump, man. The old Charles Woodson jerseys, man.
Mm-hmm.
So like I
Yeah.
know you said you got a lot of music, you know what I'm saying, through your dad and stuff, but what was the first album that you remember that you purchased with your own money?
With my own money,
Yeah.
only built for Cuban links.
Okay.
The tape. I had the purple tape. I remember because I took my allowance money
Yeah.
and growing up you go to the mall. That was going to the mall on the weekends was the shit. That was
Yeah,
everything.
that was everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when you had record stores. And
Yeah.
and eventually I ended up getting a CD, but I remember that probably was the first tape I ever bought with my own money.
Okay. With me, I don't know how old you are, but like I was like 14, something like that. I want to say 2001. And my
Mm-hmm.
first album, like I said, I was listening to like little kid music. So my mom boyfriend, his son was like, "Man, you listen to some lame stuff, man. Like you gotta get your stuff right."
Oh
So the
shit.
first thing he played for me, I remember it to this day, was Juvenile 400 Degrees
Mm.
and Project Pat Getty Green.
Mm. I'm
So
gonna tell you, it's funny. It took me a while. It took me a long time to get um a, well, to appreciate 3 6 Mafia. It
dog,
took me a long time to appreciate 3 6 Mafia, but 400 Degrees, bro,
yeah.
classic,
Yeah,
man.
so my first album I bought was, I want to say it was either
Listen to the Hot Boys album,
the, which one, the first one, the original one. He's like
the
13.
the second one. I think
Oh,
the
Guerrilla Warfare.
Guerrilla Warfare. It's one of
Mhm.
my favorite albums of all time.
Man, and back then, like I couldn't figure out who was who between Wayne and Turk, because to me they sound the
They
same.
sounded the same. Yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah.
remember on the I Need a Hot Girl, Turk tore that song up, boy.
Turk, Turk, like BG, obviously still in jail. Free BG. I hope he get out soon because
Man, me too,
I
bro.
want to hear. I want to hear a new BG album. If you haven't heard any of Juvie's new shit, bro,
Oh no, I have. Juvie still dope. Juvie
still
still dope.
dope, still dope, bro.
Yeah, man.
I hadn't heard much of Turk's new music, but obviously Wayne elevated himself into GOAT status, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
For
sure. So
sure.
with you, man, what I'm quite sure I can answer this question, but like your first time with you wanting to rap and stuff, you thought about taking it serious. You had to be a young kid, huh?
Yeah, I was 11.
11. Okay.
I was 11, 12. I started writing my own raps around right like between 11 and 12. Then I started getting more and more serious once I turned 12. And then once my dad, obviously he was working for Atlantic at the time. Once he seen how serious I was, he
Mhm.
decided to take on a management role in a sense. So me and my cousin was a group.
Okay.
And so we got a heads up because he already had contacts. He was able to get
Yeah.
us on radio, get us on shows, tours,
Yeah.
and I was doing all of that at 13. So
Dang.
it was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Early.
Early. Yeah. Me, I did want to dab in the music.
Okay.
So what I would do is I would steal somebody's first line that
And
they
then
and then
that'll
build.
that'll get you going. Yeah. Hey, look. However it works.
Yeah.
However it works.
So then, like my at the time I'm like 19, and my girlfriend at the time, my high school girlfriend, was pregnant with my son, my oldest son.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's the quickest way I can get rich? I'm like, I can rap.
It's fast, so like just like it's that effortless and
Yeah,
easy. You
it's
get
that.
into it and you're like, man,
It's
this
hard.
shit is tough, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
like up until I want to say 3 years ago is when I started making music I felt was good. I'm glad nobody heard my early stuff because it was
hey,
trash.
hey, look, I can say if I ever and lucky for me because the very first keyboard I ever used was this old ass keyboard called a Roland W30. You had to save your son.
Man, I thought I was doing something. Radio station down here at 97.9. Me and my
Okay.
boy had made some music. and like 12 o'clock at night, we go to the radio station, being dumb, trying to give them our music. The dude looking like, cuz, what are y'all doing right now? Like,
Hey man, where you from, by the way?
Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit. Okay, so it's funny because it can work either way. I don't know if you nagled his way in. He kind of snuck through, and was able to get the yay and was like, I got one shot.
Yeah.
And it worked for him, man. So
sure.
I encourage anybody as bold and sometimes as crazy as some ideas might be. Yeah. If that shit feels right for you,
do
it, man. Do it. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah. Motherfucker turn you down. Okay.
Yeah. I think
go to the next.
People be scared with life, with music, with anything. People are scared of that word, that no word.
Yeah, the feeling of rejection is what stifles a lot of people's success. Yeah. Because it's one of those things to where if you felt it enough and you're completely uncomfortable with it, you'll stop yourself from doing things with the possibility of that rejection happening. You don't want to feel the rejection happen so bad that you don't even shoot. Right. Yeah. You won't even try. It's like the missing the shot hurts so bad that you won't even take the shot.
Exactly, dog. You hit right on the head, dog. Because even with this podcast, man, my uncle was beating my head in to start the podcast, but I'm like, man, anybody gonna like what I'm talking about? Nobody.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, I kept on turning myself down to not even do it. Then once I started doing it, I started loving this shit. So now I'm mad, like, damn, if I would have started 2 years earlier.
Yeah. Hey, look, God's giving you the opportunity now. The thing is about it, and I can tell just by talking to you, it's something that you're passionate about. And if the passion comes first, then everything else is what it is. The results become that's what's more important than anything, man. So I salute you, bro.
Oh no, I salute you, man, for coming on, man. Like I said, hit me up and being on the show, man, for real.
Hey, definitely, bro.
So about let's talk about this, man. It's always funny hearing people stories as far as their first time in the studio, man.
Yeah.
Like how bad or how good it may have been. Or how the location was.
Hey, look, my built in our basement. Okay. And my dad built it from scratch. Yeah. But my dad wrote my first rap too.
Okay.
And I'm I don't know what it sounds like. I don't even want to hear it before I even started writing my own shit. And then I'm sure when I started writing my own shit, it was terrible. Yeah. But I got the time to be bad when nobody was watching. Exactly. In my own crib. Yep. So couldn't nobody around me be like, oh yeah, nah, this nigga lame.
I know what your dad about him, working in the music industry, he was telling you like, nah, or yeah, like he had to be.
Oh man, look, I'm gonna keep it funky. My dad was
2 kids.
You got 2 kids, so I got three girls. Shout out! I just seen my baby girl just join, Jada. Hey baby. Hey, I got 3 girls, 16, 12, and 6.
Okay.
The hardest thing, and you can relate. One of the hardest things as a parent is being brutally honest with your kids.
Oh yeah.
Like it's you can do it, but it's not always comfortable.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing that I appreciate my dad for doing at an early age. When I remember being 13, 14, writing and thinking I'm doing something only to play it for him, and he'd be like, nah, that ain't it. No. That ain't it. You don't even know. He would dissect my lyrics like, yeah, you don't even know what the hell you talking about right here.
Yeah.
Trash that, do it over. And if it wasn't, I'm telling you, if it wasn't.
And you just don't want, even as you get older, you don't want people just to say something that's good when it's really not. Like, be truthful with me. Like, with my fiance, with everybody. Tell me the truth about things. Don't have me out here looking stupid, you know what I'm saying?
Man, look, I'm going to tell you right now, she watching right now. The moment we get off this call, I'm going to go in there with a smile on my face. She going to be like, babe, well, you was looking around.
Yeah.
And you're chatty and you need to do this and you need to work on this and you need to work on that. But you know what? Exactly. All of that stuff you need to hear. You need to have the people around you that's gonna be able to tell you the truth, man.
Yeah,
At
because
the
those
end
are
of the
most
day.
people in your life who are gonna keep it real with you and don't spare your feelings.
Right,
But
right.
you gotta be able to do the same thing to, sometimes women don't want to hear that.
Yeah. But that even through that, even themselves in the mirror, like, okay, I got better. Thank you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. So you said that, in them early days the music wasn't too good, man. At what age or what point in life that you felt like, you know what, I'm nice for real. Like I can do this, like I can go at anybody I make a song
Yeah.
with, whatever.
I started noticing my progression in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Because what ended up happening, like I said, when I started, I was in a rap group, me and my cousin.
Okay.
And we ended up kind of separating, and I went solo. But when I went solo, I was still 13, 14 years old. So I didn't know really what to do. And I knew how to make beats, but I didn't know how to record like that. So my dad, he was kind of off doing his thing. My uncle was off doing his thing, and it was kind of left me there kind of by myself.
Yeah.
So I started learning all of the equipment, learning how to record, learning how to mix and things like that. And so in that process, I'm like, let me just keep writing, keep producing, keep putting out. Man, later in my high school year, I got really, really confident with it. But then I took a break.
Yeah.
I took a break when I was around 18, 19, and I just focused on production. Then I got back into my artistry around the age of maybe 23.
No.
And then once I got back, I just locked in.
Yeah.
At that point, I locked in, and there wasn't shit you could tell me about myself at that point.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
When we was talking over over the messages and stuff, I listened to your Elevated album, man. Dope album, good album. I'm not
Thank
just
you,
saying
bro.
that because I'm in your face, like I'm for real. That was a dope album.
I appreciate it, man.
And I did a top list, and I want to see what your top list is, man.
All right,
like
cool.
My favorite songs on there. I want to say Eagle Eyes.
Okay.
NGB. What do that stand for?
Never going back.
Okay, bad. Highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Game Over.
Okay. Yeah, those. If I had to pick four, I would say Eagle Eyes, Game Over. Shout out to Wifey, she's on that song, by the way.
Oh, that's her?
That's her.
Oh yeah, that's
dope.
That's
her. Watch out for her AP coming soon.
That's the only feature you got on there, right?
That's the only feature I got on there. She been there with me through all of those records. Like,
that's what's up.
So I say Eagle Eyes, Game Over. Then I would say Highlights, and then Sweat.
Okay, yeah. Because I know a lot of people, have podcasts. When I have an artist on there, and you the first artist I had outside of the city, I really like to listen because I don't want to just go in to the conversation and lie to you. Like I know I can name songs and all. Is that King joint your brand?
Oh yes, it is. Matter of fact, let me go ahead.
Good call.
Hey, I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and tag that in there for.
Okay. You said that's your brand you came up with?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and you got what, clothing, hoodies, everything?
Hats, hoodies, tees. I'm trying to come out with some masks. Trying to figure out.
Might as well.
Yeah, exactly. Working on that.
That hat dope. I'm gonna have to go ahead and what's the name? Cop the MC. Go ahead and pin. I pin your comment right there.
Good looking. Appreciate it.
I got my people, man. That's my brother, man. So,
hey,
everybody look out.
Shout out. Hey, good looking, bro. Appreciate you, man. Hit me, and I'll make sure you get a code, a promo code.
Man, compare and contrast yourself from your first tape to Elevated.
Different person, different time. I go like I'm gonna say my very first, because I'm gonna start when NatStar essentially was created in 2005.
Okay.
So I've been been at it for a minute, man. And my first project is NatStar was God's Gift, which was a dope project. I was a different person then. I was, just as hungry now, but it was a different kind of hunger then. Music was different, styles were different.
Yeah.
And then fast forward into now, my projects have gradually, elevated, no pun intended, by the project. With, like I said, where I'm at that time, the quality of the music, and it's only gotten better and better and better. Helps me realize that this is exactly what it is, that because I not only want to be good at this shit, but I want to get better, and I want to be able to stay within what's going on, like evolve. Evolve with the music.
Because I think that's why, like you say, Jay-Z, your favorite artist, that's why he stayed relevant in the game, because he can involve in the music. Young kids, old kids gonna listen to stuff. Him and Snoop Dogg, I think Snoop is probably the best at reinventing himself on every project.
Yeah, I agree.
And then me and my cousin were talking about this other day. Snoop Dogg is probably the most popular rapper ever, because white people, black people, young, old, you know who Snoop Dogg is.
Absolutely. And he's been in the game for longer than, I can't name anybody else that's been in the game that's still in the game
too.
Consistently longer than Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you what you were saying, like, as far as like elevating your game and stuff like that. How do you feel about rapping your truth?
And what my healthy medium with that is, I do both in a sense to where I either talk about things that's going on in my life, and then I mix it with things that I project.
Yeah. Okay.
And those things that I project is, always, I say it's like candy in a sense. It's like things that people like to attach themselves to and listen to. Talking about money. Who don't want to hear about getting money? Everybody wants money, You know what I'm saying? Talk about nice things. Everybody likes nice clothes. Everybody likes nice cars. But then at the same time, then there's that other side. There's the human element side, the grind, the things that it takes to get to those.
Well, a lot of people, man, they be too afraid to rap their truth, because they think that people don't want to hear that. But there's a lot of people who struggling, ain't making the money they want to make, who want to hear that, and it could be some type of motivation to, to you.
Yeah. And I mean, if you look at it like this, if you're around a good friend of yours, right, the last thing you really want to hear is, like, it's okay, like, the first couple times, if they're just complaining in a sense to, oh man, shit is fucked up. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
The conversation becomes, okay, man, look, stay up, keep grinding, whatever.
For sure.
But if they keep coming with, what are you going to do about it? Like,
exactly.
And so I look at it the same way. It's like, you can rap your truth, but also rap your projections, because if you're in the worst part of your, it's not even gonna say the worst part of your life, but if you like at a rock bottom moment, so to speak, the one thing that can help you get out of those struggling times is dreaming.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing wrong with rapping your dreams, because not only are you putting it out there in the atmosphere for you to attach yourselves to those things, it's helping you mentally get out of that space.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real. That was good. That was a good answer, for real. That was real. Yeah. Because a lot of times you right though, man, because you don't want to, every time this person called you, you already know what the conversation about to be.
Yeah, I know you got a friend right now in your phone, when soon as you see them call, you hit the side button. You don't hit ignore, because as soon as they know that you ignored they call, they're gonna be mad. So you hit the side button so that it just won't ring no more, and you put your phone to the side.
Right, man, and then my cousin told me something like, man, like, to relate to that, it's like, don't only call people when you need something or you just want to complain, like, because if we get to a point that when I see your name pop up, like, oh man,
you look, and after a while, nobody wants to hear. And it could be the same thing when it comes to music. Like, it's okay, struggling music is part of your journey. Like, even if you listen to Elevated, like, all for nothing, the intro, it's kind of me explaining, few things that I'm indirectly talking about, things that I'm going through, but also dominating the conversation with what to do about how to get out of that space. First thing I come on the album says, niggas on my heels, like, man, they they trying to get me fucked up,
Yeah.
But none of that matters. Here's why. Here's what you do about it.
Yeah.
You know, so like I said, mixing it up, and like I said, mix your projections with your life. It's all still a part of who you are
For sure.
at the end of the day. So
yeah, man, like you said, man, you said like it's okay to dream, man, to get out that situation, man. Because if you talking about it so much at the while, you ain't trying to figure out a way to fix that problem, man. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying?
then you become comfortable in your misery, and
Yeah.
I mean,
And, I ain't
there's
gonna lie,
nowhere to go from there.
I think we probably all been in that situation where we dwelling on what's hurting us instead of figuring out how to, you know what I'm saying, get the hell up, you know. And I
That's
am
why
definitely
that's why it's important to have people, good energy around you. If
yeah.
you have too many people that feel the same way that you feel, it's gonna be hard to get out of that space, man.
Man, yes, man.
Seriously.
So, you say you got wife, you got 3 girls, man.
Yeah.
How do you balance your family time with your music time?
Oh, and 2 boys too. They in the house right now, probably tearing shit up.
Oh, so how you balance being
How do I
that good
balance it?
husband, that good dad, and still follow your passion?
I tell you, I'm blessed. I'm blessed with a wife that's right there beside me. I didn't forget to see. She's coming out here with her commentary, but that's my baby. Anyway, so I'm blessed with a wife that's not only right there beside me through it all, but help pushes me. And
Yeah.
we both grind. And so we work together, like like as a tandem with everything, whether it comes to the creative side of music
Okay.
or taking care of the family, the kids, taking care of us, self-care. We fucked up right now because the gym's closed. Every day we wake up, oh, I wish the gym, man, the gym. I can't wait till the gym opens back up.
For real.
So that's our struggle right now. But we balance it because we just seamlessly work together, and I couldn't do this without us. So
Man, true, man. That's real talk, man. Because like a lot of times we be in relationships with people, and you not. It's okay to be with somebody because they look good or whatever, but are y'all a good team?
right,
You know what I'm saying? At
exactly,
the end of the day, can I depend on you if I fall off or vice versa?
right, absolutely.
And you gotta be able to hold each other up, man. And I think that's with myself. I found the good future wife. She's my fiance right now. So once
Yo,
you figure out somebody who, and you don't even know it, like dang, since I've been around this person, my life has got better.
yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
look,
saying?
and then even beyond that, the things that I think the things that go unnoticed is the times where you're checking each other.
Yeah.
Because when you're checking each other, it's uncomfortable in a sense sometimes. But if they're real enough to check you and you're real enough to check them, then the two of you care about each other enough to make each other better.
Yeah.
But if you got somebody that's just going to be around and just whatever, just go with the flow, they don't tell you shit.
Yep.
You don't know, you don't know if you're getting better or not.
Yeah.
But those uncomfortable moments make you grow,
Yeah.
So not only just having the right partner, but somebody who's going to make you better, whether it feels good or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah. I
mean?
tell my kids that all the
So
time because I coach basketball. I'm like, sports and life is the same thing. I gotta be able to depend on you on the
absolutely,
court. I gotta be able to depend on you in life. You know what I'm saying? It
absolutely,
go with each other like it go with each other so perfectly, man. It's easy to
absolutely,
explain it because, like I said, you got starting 5 and 2 people just out there looking stupid. My team is falling apart.
exactly. Now you're forcing the other three to have to make up for the for the
Yeah.
two that ain't doing their job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or swap
Exactly.
them out, and now you got a whole new squad.
And you
So
gotta learn them, and it's
you
like
got to learn them. Yeah,
where they
you
want the
know.
ball at, like you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
did this year the whole coronavirus did it kind of mess up your rollout? Cause I see you on a little podcast tour today, man.
Actually, it didn't. It actually enhanced it. I mean, because me and wifey was just having a conversation about this earlier, where it puts you in a position of where, especially people that are on the go,
Yeah.
like myself, like we're always on the go. And the downside of being on the go is sometimes you don't always catch up with things that you got to take care of.
Yeah.
And so you'll have things piled, and the whole while you just moving from left to right.
Yep.
Well, the quarantine, what you doing? You at home.
Yeah.
So now you're pretty much forced and faced with everything in front of you. Like, okay, now what do I do with all of this shit, and how do I make it make sense?
Exactly.
So what it did for me, music wise, was it put me in a position where it's like, okay, I got the album out. Now, how do I get creative enough to do what I need to do to get to the people that I know could have either potentially appreciate it or not like it? Regardless, I'm gonna put it out there. And so I'm like, man, look, Instagram is the platform.
It is.
And now because people are already on Instagram all day, they definitely on Instagram all day now.
Ain't too much to do, man. Looking at Tay Riley and Babyface on Versus, like
man, I done went through every documentary on Netflix. I'm Netflix out.
Man, that's why like me, man, I took time to start this clothing line that is about to get started, man, called Young Excellence. I got a boy
send me that. Send me that. I want to check it out.
Yeah, I got a boy side and the girl side for the little kids, because everybody make clothes, but in my city ain't nobody got no clothes to target the kids.
Okay.
So, for the boy side is Young Kings, for the girl side is Young Queens.
Oh yeah, So I got it's 5. It's the tribe of 5 between the two of us.
I got you.
So
as far as your music, man, are you looking for a partnership, or are you looking for? I know you're not looking for a deal. Probably, you probably look for like a partnership.
I'm not gonna say I'm not necessarily I like the independent route, but what I will say is, they always say never, so you never know what opportunities come. I could say today, no, I don't want a deal, and then a week from now, somebody comes and offers me the deal of a lifetime. No 360. You get to keep all your publishing, no merchandise. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say I don't want a deal, but what I will say is, I'm a big proponent of focus on what you can control, and try not to focus on what you can't control. So what I know I can't control is I know I can get up. I have a studio in my crib. I can make music. I got the ability to produce. I got the ability to mix, master, and I got a phone. So I can reach out. I can create relationships. So those are the things that I know that I can control. And as long as I keep my focus there and just keep going forward, what'll happen will happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you planning on putting out any more music this year, or you just gonna focus on Elevator?
Yeah. Actually, I'm put out 2 more EPs this year.
Okay. That's
2 EPs. One it's called Toast and Toast 2.
Okay.
I'll probably drop Toast either in July or August.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure when I'm gonna drop this.
Yeah, man. Let me know when you're ready, man. Come back on so we can chop it up about that.
All day. Look, as soon as it's coming out, probably before it comes out, I'll send you the archive so you can have the MP3s. So you can check it out like weeks before it drops. And we'll definitely discuss.
I'm gonna have to send you some of my stuff too, man, as well, man.
Yeah, bro, let's collab. You say you do music.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got one question, man, before I get to my last segment, man.
Right there.
I knew you grew up watching Making the Band, man.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so if you had a band, one album, Diddy like NatStar, I want you one album, you pick your own 3 people. Is you and 3 people, who would you want to make that band with?
Any 3 people.
Yeah, any 3 people.
I'm grabbing wifey first.
For sure.
Get that out the way.
For sure.
Because the way, just a side note, the way we make music, it's unparalleled. So I know I can't be in the studio without her on a project like that. Then I'm gonna grab. It might sound cliche, but if I'm doing it that way, I'm doing Jay and Beyonce.
Okay, bet. Have a little couple of albums.
Yeah.
That'd be dope, man.
There you go. I think it'll be fly. It'll be fly.
Heck yeah, some grown folks music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be dope. Be dope, man. Now I always before I get to my last segment, man, who are some? I know J. Cole from North Carolina. I know the Baby from North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Who are some other rappers on the come up in North Carolina that you might know that we might not know?
Oh yeah, my nephew. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I can tag him real. Fresco. I don't know it. Yeah. I'll send you because I can't remember his handle.
Okay.
But my nephew Fresco from Trefo.
Okay.
Man, when I tell you, he got to be like 19 or 20.
Yeah.
Nice, bro. Nice. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna see if he dropped something recently. I'll try to get him on with you soon.
Okay, bet.
Nice Yeah, my nephew's sick, bro.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, yeah, because a lot of times I'll be wanting to see about some, saying some music not out, out the norm, not just saying the people that we see every day. Like I like finding out some, saying low key artists and stuff like that.
Definitely, yeah. I'm gonna send you his profile, bro. Check him out. Check him out when you can.
Now, I got this thing called top 3, man. I'll give you a couple categories. You give me your top 3 for them.
Gotcha.
All right, give me your top 3 CDs.
CDs or projects? Because are we gonna stop when CDs is like obsolete? Or we just gonna say top 3 albums?
Top 3 albums.
All right. It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Dark, classic.
There, hold on. I'm getting it right now.
Oh,
I'm getting you see it? Okay, that's him. That's my little brother. Shout out to Stoach. That's my little brother.
All right.
But that's his handle. Yeah. Okay, so Dark and Hell is Hot. The Blueprint, the first one.
That's my favorite Hove album, man.
Yeah, that's my favorite Hove album. Yes. So the Blueprint, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, and then I would have to say, are we doing just hip hop?
It could be anything.
Oh, Where I Want to Be, Donell Jones.
Okay, yeah, what's up?
greatest R&B album of all time.
Man, that's the one thing I hate about this generation. Like, we don't have it's not too many classic R&B artists right now, like how it was like in the 90s, and even like you said, Donell Jones, early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a new wave of R&B out that's dope. Don't get me wrong.
It's
like
dope,
you got Lucky Day. If you get a chance.
Lucky Day Cole, Her Cole.
Oh, Her's Cole. You got Daniel Caesar's Cole, Danile, Ari Lennox.
Nice.
You got Division.
I just got hip to Division because of Joe Budden.
Man, Division is ill, bro.
Just got hip. I gotta listen to the whole thing. I listened like the first couple of songs. I gotta finish it off.
Yeah, Division's ill.
Give me your top 3 rappers ever. I know you say Hove in there.
Yeah. Top 3, Jay Nas. It's either Jay Nas and Ye.
Okay. All right.
Jay Nas and Ye.
Are you rocking with the new music Kanye West is putting out, or you just stuck on that first 3 or 4 albums?
I like all of his music. I like some better than others. I don't hate none of his music.
Okay.
But there's some that's questionable. Like what was the one CD the one album that he had was the CD.
Oh, I know you talk about
with the red label on it.
That was Yeezy.
Yeezus. Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of Yeezus, but it was a couple records on there that was dope. But my favorite,
my favorite is the Graduation.
Graduation might be my favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite one, dog.
Graduation is my favorite.
Now I know you got wifey, man. So give me your top 3 childhood crushes when you was a
childhood crushes. I used to be a big Melissa Ford fan.
Oh yeah. When she was in the magazine King.
Yeah, back when she did Big Pimpin'.
Yeah. I got a couple posters of her, man.
Old Beyonce.
Okay.
Like early Beyonce. I mean, nothing wrong with the new Beyonce. She's still fine. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking in a child, like, Beyonce, Melissa Ford, and then I would say, who would be a third?
Man, you got Shanti. You got back then. She was nice. You got Maya. Still look good. She a vegan now. Like she still like she's about 20 something.
They busting. Who else? I know it's somebody else on tip of my tongue. I can't think of.
Mine was I used to love. Remember that show, The Parenthood, with Robert Townsend?
Barely.
The daughter name was Zari on there, dog. Like I used to love her, man. Oh yeah, Nia Long. Yeah, you right. That's
Nia Long for sure. But I know that there's somebody on the tip that I can't think of.
My top 3 as a child was Nia Long. It was Jada Pinkett on Jason's Lyric.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course. Jada, Jada was the truth.
And then like my age, I used to love. I don't like the way she look now, but I used to love Raven-Symoné when I was a little kid.
Yeah. She definitely look different now. Yeah. But I think I figured out my third. And it's probably unexpected. Do you remember the movie Juice?
Yeah, Juice, yep.
So you remember what's his name? Omar's girlfriend was
Okay,
in Vogue.
Oh yeah.
The girlfriend off
Okay.
off of the movie.
Oh,
For some reason.
my uncle said something about NC say Trey Foe. What?
Oh, okay, Trey Foe is it's the jail code for Winston-Salem. It's the
Okay.
jail code, and so it's the 34th district.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so we just scream Trey Foe just kind of as a
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And then my last two.
Coming to America.
yeah.
I'm very happy to be here.
That's my joke. Yeah.
How high?
Okay.
No. I'm gonna go Coming to America, New Jack City, and then How High.
Okay. I heard the New Jack City. I heard they got their whole concept from some stuff that happened in Detroit. It was like,
really?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting this, if it's wrong, but I want to say it was the Chamberlain brothers, or I could be wrong, but I heard they got that concept from some people in Detroit, how they was doing the whole thing with the apartment buildings and everything.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I want to try. I want to check that out.
Yeah. And yo,
I love that movie. TV shows. My favorite TV show of all time is Family Guy. Does that count?
Yeah, it can count.
Okay, all right, cool. Family Guy, and then it's between Martin and the Wayans brothers. So
no, yeah, my uncle be clowning me for the Wayans brothers. Dog. Wayans brothers was a great show.
Bro, so I'm gonna have to go Family Guy, Wayans brothers, Martin.
Yeah. Wayans brothers is the shit, dog. Like,
man, I love the Wayans brothers. I think they got slept on
all the time.
Man, I sit and just, if I ain't got nothing else to watch, I'll just put it on MTV2 and hope that it come on.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And he right there, the
Chambers brothers. Okay, I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah. And the last thing, man, before we get out of here, man, what is some advice you would give to an up and coming rapper who might be frustrated that he ain't getting his stuff out there for real?
Get your stuff out there. And what I mean by that is, you see how we connected, right?
Exactly.
Same way, man. At the end of the day, look, you have a product, and you got to figure out a way to get your product to the people that either do or don't want to hear it. Focus. Obviously, the main thing is make good music. And at the end of the day, what good music is, and people real will recognize real. Okay, once you get past that, work on building your following up. Like I said, get on Instagram is a good platform, and get on Instagram, collab with people. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Work hard. Stay in the studio, not just cranking out music, but cranking out good music. And again, in today's society, you have to be your own PR. Yeah. You got to be your own everything. Yeah. And understanding that that's the case, be willing to put the work in and collab with people and build relationships. At the end of the day, my number one motto in life is relationships are more valuable than money itself.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
And build relationships, build genuine, solid relationships, perfect your craft, and just keep working. Okay. And do it because you love to do it.
And we got 50 seconds, man. They can follow you on everything at what? What's your handle?
NatStar Cole, everywhere. You can find me, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, NatStar Cole, SoundCloud as well.
Okay, cool. And like I said, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music. Just type NatStar in. Now you